Alright, we are going to be going backwards. We're going to still use that sine and cosine formula. Like I said, we're going to go backwards now. So, this is the expanded version of one of the sum of difference formula. And the question would probably say, like, evaluate or simplify completely or something along those lines. Well, the problem is we can't do what we just did, because if I try to draw this angle again, sine of 100, well, here, boom, it's going to be here. Try and drop down my reference angle. That has a reference angle of 80 degrees. Again, I don't know my ratio for 80 degrees, so I can't do sine of 100 actually. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to try and go backwards. Alright, so I'm going to try and identify, hey, is this a sine formula or a cosine formula? And is it an addition or subtraction? And kind of go from there. So looking, I see I have sine, cosine, sine, cosine. So when you do sine, cosine, sine, cosine, you know that is a sine formula, either addition or subtraction. You know that because the cosine formulas go cosine, cosine, sine, sine. So we know we at least have a sine formula. And then the big thing is here, I'm adding. For sine, sine is the same sign. Right? Sine is same sign, S-I-G-N. Same sign. So I'm going to have a plus. So the question is, where are my angles? Well, that's what I have here and here. So 120 degrees. The next thing is I can actually add those things together. That's just going to be sine of 120 degrees. And that, well, boom, I can now just go ahead and I'm going to evaluate it. So I'm going to draw my angle. 120, boom. Here's a 120 degree angle. I'm going to drop down my angle. I'm going to make my reference triangle. I am 60 degrees away from 180, so this is a 60 degree reference angle. That gives me, this is root 3, this is 2, this is negative 1. Sine of that is opposite over hypotenuse. It's just root 3 over 2. So sine, this whole mess, it all just gets simplified down to root 3 over 2. And it's just using the ability to identify. I'm going backwards with that sine sum formula. Right. Here's another one. We'll take a look at one more. If I had cosine of 80, cosine of 50, plus sine of 80, sine of 50. So the same thing, I try and draw this angle out, 80 degrees up here, that gives me an 80 degree reference angle. Same thing here, I can't solve an 80 degree reference angle, I don't have it. So I need to start identifying which formula this is going to look like. Right? So I see I have a cosine, cosine, sine, sine. Whenever it's cosine, cosine, sine, sine, I know that is one of my cosine formulas, either plus or minus. So now the question is, which one? So I'm going to start. I know it's cosine, and cosine is the opposite sign. So if it's addition here, it's going to be subtraction. Right? So 80 minus 50. So my angles are now 80 and 50, which gets me cosine of 30. So now I can go ahead and draw that. Go find my angle, 30 degree angle. That's 1, 2, root 3. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so root 3 over 2. So it just so happens they're the same here. They are the same because if you notice, these two angles, 120 and 30 degrees, are actually the complements of each other. So root 3 over 2 is what it is. Right. So that is going backwards using the sum and difference formulas already expanded out. I'm going to condense them and actually evaluate here.